Hi friends, and welcome back to another yoga class. My name is Vanessa and I'll be guiding you through yoga with kids today. I'm gonna hop on with my daughter soon as she's about to wake up from her nap. That's why I'm sitting on the floor in my kitchen. But I'm gonna hop on with her and channel my best Miss Rachel for this video. A couple things I wanted to talk with the grown-ups in the room first. This class is designed for ages about 2 to 6. If you've got a mature kiddo that's a little bit younger than 2 or whatever, it doesn't have to be perfectly in those lines, but you might find that they're getting bored if they're much older than that, and that's totally okay. This class is going to be for that kind of toddler age, and we're going to start with circle time. We're going to get some books. We're going to sing some songs, do some yoga poses to match some of those animals in those songs and books, and it's going to be fun. We're going to do a breathing exercise that can be done as early as 2 years old to help your kids kind of regulate their emotions. It's not really a yoga breath, but my daughter can't really understand that yet. So we're working with what we have. Don't worry about getting your kids into these poses. Don't worry about making them stand there and balance on one leg or fold or touch their toes. Just let them be in the space. Let them do whatever they're doing. Have some toys in the corner so that if they get bored and want to go off and do something else, they can. Kids this age have a really short attention span, so it's perfectly normal for them to not want to sit through 30 minutes of yoga. This is a great class to do right before nap time or right before a bedtime routine to kind of help them transition from the doing to going to bed. And it can be a nice thing to help a kiddo that's struggling to transition with bedtime. I'm going to go ahead and grab my daughter and we're going to get started. Hi friends! My name is Vanessa and this is Tulip. Can you say my name is Tulip? What's your name? Mommy. That's a wonderful name. Do you want to do yoga with us today? Yeah? Come on. If you have other kids at home with you, you can grab them too. We're going to start with circle time. So we're going to sit in a circle with our friends or with our grown-ups. Yeah, circle. We're going to start with good night yoga. You might be getting ready to go to sleep soon. So we're going to read this book. You ready? Ready? The sun in the sky is going down and the clouds float by. The stars sparkle brightly. Is that a star? Wow. As the moon rises high. Yeah, they're making a moon shape with their body. The birds are flying back. To their homes in the trees. The ladybugs settle softly between the butterflies. Butterfly, good job. Butterfly. And what are the butterflies landing on? What is this? Is that a flower? And the bees. Bee, good job. The little blue cat who lives in the moon whispers, "Good night, world. You'll be dreaming soon." And on the back of this book, we have all the yoga poses that we can do here. Do you want to do some yoga poses? Do you want to show them? Can you stand up? Stand up on your feet in your circle at home. You want to stand up? Show me. Can you reach up high? How big are you? So big? How big are you at home? So big? first yoga pose. In this book, they call it the sun pose. In yoga classes, we call it Urdhva Hastasana. Can you reach up high?
Moo.
Is that a cow? Moo. Yeah. What's our next yoga pose in this book, Tulip? It says star. For star pose, it's similar to the sun pose because you're standing up, but in star pose, instead of your feet being closer together like sun, they're spread really far apart. And instead of reaching way up high, we reach out to the sides. Can you reach out to the sides? Good job, making a nice star. Imagining your head being the top of the star, your arms being the 2 points, and your feet being the bottom 2 points. Star pose, good job. The next pose in our book is called half moon. This pose, we make a crescent shape in our bodies. Start standing on your feet and you're gonna reach back way up high. How big are you? So big. Bring your hands to touch and then lean to the side. Do you feel like a big moon? You can do that to the other side too. Lean to the side. Yeah, that is a moon. You're right. We're making the moon shape in our bodies. Good job. Yeah, that's a star. You're right. We just did the star pose. Our next pose says bird. What sound does a bird make? Do you know what a bird says? Tweet, 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 tweet. For our bird pose, we're gonna stand on one leg. That sounds really hard. Can you do that? Can you stand on one leg? Can you lift one foot up off of the ground? Yeah, good job. Maybe you can reach that leg back behind you. Whoa, that's pretty tricky. In yoga, we call this warrior 3 or airplane pose. Virabhadrasana 3. What's next? Next we have tree pose. Can you say tree? This is the sign for tree. Yeah. For tree pose, we're gonna stand back up and we're gonna stand back on one leg. And you're gonna take one foot and bring it inside to your other foot. This is pretty tricky too. Can you stand on one leg? Good job, friends. You can switch sides too and try the other side. One side might feel harder than the other side. That's okay. Just keep trying your best. It's okay if we're wobbly. It's hard to balance on one foot, huh? But you're doing great. Good job. Is that your cow? What's next in our book? We have ladybug. Yeah, we talked about the ladybugs going to sleep on their leaves. For this pose, we're gonna squat down. You're gonna squat down nice and low to the ground. Do you feel like a ladybug? Where are your hands? Are they touching the ground? Or maybe they come together, or you can even reach out toward your grown-up or another friend with you. What's next, Tulip? We're gonna come down to our seat. Our next pose is butterfly. Can you say butterfly? Good job. For this one, the bottoms of our feet are gonna touch and our knees are gonna go out to the sides. Yeah. This is butterfly pose. Can you say butterfly? Yeah. Our next pose is bee pose. Our last poses are gonna be on our hands and knees. For bee pose, you're gonna come down to your knees and you're gonna bring your forehead to the ground and your arms are gonna rest along your sides. Your arms are like the wings of the bee. Yeah. Good job, friends. Our next pose is cat pose. What does a cat say? Meow. Good job. Yeah. For cat pose, you're going to come to your hands and knees and you're going to round your back like a Halloween cat, like a nice Halloween cat. Yeah. Meow. Now Tulip here has a cow. We actually have another pose that's very similar to cat pose that's called cow pose. For cow pose, we're going to come to our hands and knees, and instead of rounding, we're going to arch our low back. Drop your belly down toward the floor. What does a cow say? Moo. Yeah. Moo. You're so silly. And our last pose is child's pose. Yeah. For child's pose, you're going to come to your hands and knees and reach your arms out long in front of you and rest your forehead on the ground. This is a cozy pose. And in yoga class, we call this balasana. Yeah? Yeah? Hi. What are you doing? Book. Good job. You want your cow? Yeah? When you do yoga, you might need to take a break and get a drink of water, and that's okay. Next, we're going to read another story. This one's called The Pout Pout Fish, and this is one of Tulip's favorite books. We're going to read. Yeah, you want to read this one? You are reading. You're right. Do you want to read this one? Yeah. Yeah. What does it say? Deep in the water where the fish hang out lives a glum, gloomy swimmer with an ever-present pout. I'm a pout-pout fish with a pout-pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes a clam with a wide-winning grin and a pearl of advice for her pal to take in. Hey, Mr. Fish, with your crosstown frown, don't you think it's time to turn it upside down, says the fish to his friend. Nice thought, Miss Clam. I hear what you're saying, but it's just the way I am. I'm a pout-pout fish with a pout-pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes a jellyfish, he floats through the ocean, his tentacles all trailing in a gentle locomotion. Hey, Mr. Fish, with your daily scaly scowl, I wish you wouldn't greet us with a grimace and a growl, says the fish to his friend. Mr. Jelly, I agree. I'd like to be more friendly, but it isn't up to me. I'm a pout-pout fish with a pout-pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes a squid, quite a slender, squiggly sight. She is squirmy, she is squelchy, and she's slightly impolite. Hey, Mr. Fish, you kaleidoscope of mope. How about a smile, a little joy, a little hope, said the fish to his friend, Mrs. Squid. I would try, but I haven't any choice. Take a look and you'll see why. I'm a pout-pout fish with a pout-pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes an octopus with 8 great arms, covered on the underside with tiny sucker charms. Hey, Mr. Fish, let me tell it to you straight. Your bucky soaking is an unattractive trait, says the fish to his friend. Mr. 8, my chum, with a mouth like mine, I am destined to be glum. I'm a pout-pout fish with a pout pout face. So I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Now along comes a fish in a silent silver shimmer. The gang has never seen before this bright and brilliant swimmer. She approaches Mr. Fish, but instead of saying hey, she plants a kiss upon his pout, and then she swims away. Mr. Fish is most astounded. Mr. Fish is just aghast. He is stone-faced like a statue. Then he blinks and speaks at last. My friend, says Mr. Fish, I should have known it all along. I thought that I was pouty, but it turns out I was wrong. I'm a kiss-kiss fish with a kiss-kiss face for spreading cheery cheeries all over the place. So I'll... One more big smooch. You like that book, huh? We only give smooches when we have permission, right? Yes. That's your favorite book. Okay. Hi. This book was all about different fish in the sea. So, there is a pose in yoga called fish pose. Do you want to do fish pose with me? This one, you're going to come to your seat. You're going to put your legs out in front of you. Then, you're going to bring your forearms, this part of your arm, behind you and puff up your chest. Maybe you can even point your toes. Yeah. Are you a fish? What does a fish say? Blub, blub, blub. What's another animal that lives in the water? Frogs live in the water, huh? Frogs aren't fish, they're amphibians. And amphibians live in the water. Yeah. We know a song about frogs. Do you want to sing it? What sound does a frog make? Ribbit. Ribbit. In this song that we learned from Miss Rachel, they say something else. Yeah, they go, went the little green frog one day. Went the little green frog. Went the little green frog one day, and they all went, But we know frogs go la-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di-da, we know frogs go la-di-da-di-da, they don't go ah. That's so silly. We have a pose called frog pose in yoga. Do you want to try it? This one, we have to come back to our hands and knees, and your knees are going to slide out to the sides. You can stay up on your hands, or you can come down to your arms again. Feel like a frog? What does a frog say again? Do you remember? Ribbit, ribbit. Good job. Tulip found a singing bowl. This is a small Himalayan singing bowl. You use the wooden mallet to strike the singing bowl. That means to tap it on the outside. It makes a pretty sound that you can hear with your ears. Singing bowls help you feel calm. Hi. Yeah. Hi. Good job. Your turn. My turn? You can tap or strike the singing bowl, or you can wrap the mallet around the singing bowl. Hi. Hi. Now that we're all done with our books and our songs, let's practice our breathing. sometimes we have really big feelings and it can be really hard to calm down. So there's a breathing exercise that we can do. Miss Rachel has also done this one on her channel, and we've learned this way of doing it through Miss Rachel. Think about smelling flowers. What do you have to do to smell flowers? You have to take a really deep breath in, right? Can you try that? Good job. Now let it go. Now think about blowing out candles on your birthday. What do we have to do that? You have to get a really big breath of air in first, and then you have to blow it all out through a hole in your mouth that you make with your lips. Can you make a circle with your lips? Ooh. Good job. Breathe in like you're smelling the flowers, and imagine blowing out the candles. Can you do that? Smell the flowers. Blow out the candles. Can you smell the flowers? Can you blow out the candles? How do you feel after doing that, after smelling the flowers and blowing out the candles? You might feel different. You might not feel much different at all. That's okay too. Just notice. Notice how you feel. Try a couple more times. Smell the flowers. Blow out the candles. 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 How do you feel? Good job. Now you can let your breath come back to a more natural rhythm. That means not doing anything to make your breath do anything special. The last part of a yoga class is resting. The last thing we do in yoga is rest. And in yoga class, we call this Shavasana. Now, usually we say to lay down in Shavasana, but you can do whatever you want. You can be on your side, you could be on your tummy, you could sit down on the floor. You might want to close your eyes, but you might prefer not to do that, and that's okay too. All you have to do here is just relax. Just kind of sit for a minute, think about what you just did, and just take a moment to breathe. Wow, friends, you did such a good job doing yoga today. You might be feeling ready to go to sleep. We're about to get ready for bed soon, too. I hope you had a lot of fun with us today, and I hope that we can see you back again soon for another yoga class. Bye-bye. Okay, grown-ups, now that the kids are in bed, we're gonna wind down a little bit before we go to bed for the night. We're going to take a couple restorative postures to end this class. You're going to need 2 blocks and a bolster or something that's the equivalent as we've talked about in previous videos. Today I have the blocks making that chair that we've talked about facing away from me at the front edge of my mat, and the bolster then sitting on those props facing away from me as well. Because I'm on carpet, I'm facing the front edge of my mat. You're welcome to turn this to the side as well if you're on a harder floor so that your heels are on your mat. Take your legs out at an angle, whatever degree is comfortable for you. It doesn't have to be super wide. They can come further in depending on what feels good in your hips. Bring your hands behind you, lift your hips, tilt your pelvis slightly forward. Feel your spine stack. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Grabbing onto your bolster with your hands, resting your forehead. You can always slide these props closer to you to get a little more height. And you can always remove the blocks and simply hug that bolster at your forehead for even more height. Letting go of your day. Letting go of the busyness. Letting go of the to-do lists. Letting go of your plan for tomorrow. Simply arriving in this state of non-doing. Sending yourself some of that same praise that we send to the busy. We wear busyness as a badge of honor all the time. Let this moment of rest be equally as honorable. You've gotten through another day. You've succeeded. You've made it to this place of rest. Settle in. Let your muscles soften. Let your mind go. Not attaching to thoughts. Using your breath as an anchor. You may not have had the chance to set an intention at the beginning of this practice. So maybe you choose to set one now. Maybe it is simply rest. Feel yourself let go with each exhale. Granting yourself the permission to just be here, right now in this space. your chest, coming off of that bolster. Setting your props to the side, settling in for our moment of rest. Taking some time to soften into Shavasana. Take your bolster underneath your knees. Take a block under each foot. Kickstand your hands behind you. Recline onto your mat. Let your hands rest at your sides with your palms turned up toward the sky. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. And once more, just simply granting yourself permission to rest, to ease into your evening. To let go of the doing. To take care of yourself in this moment. Take a breath in. Exhale, melt into your mat. Enjoy these final moments of peace and relaxation. Shavasana. slowly start to come back. Invite gentle movement back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. When you're ready, make your way to the side. Find a fetal position. Take a moment for gratitude. Thank yourself for showing up on your mat to take care of your mind and your body. Thank your body for all that it does. And think of something that you're grateful for today. With your eyes closed or your gaze soft, use your hands to press yourself up into a seated posture. Place your hands at the earth beside you. Inhale, circle your arms up over your head. Exhale, place your hands together at your heart. I wish happiness and freedom to all living things. May the words, thoughts, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to happiness and freedom for all. My friends, thank you so much for joining me today. Together we bow and we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for today's class. I hope you enjoyed doing a little bit of yoga with the little ones in your life and taking a few moments after for yourself. As always, I'm here if you have any questions. Feel free to leave any comments below or reach out to me. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.